That might be better. I would like to welcome all of you and thank you for coming tonight. Tonight we have two of our recent Eagles who will be returning to serve as Master of Ceremonies for us. They are John Harity and Joey Schleck. Leading our color guard is Troop Quartermaster Aiden Pencato.
Welcome, everyone. I'm John Harity, a recent Eagle Scout with Troop 955. I'm joined by fellow Eagle Scout here, Joey Schlecht. Together, we will all be your MCs for tonight's Eagle Court of Honor ceremony, honoring the achievements of Finn Collins and Oliver Liebenhopper. At this moment, I would like to call upon our host, Reverend Joe Schultz, to ask God's blessing upon the ceremony. Please stand for the invocation and remain standing for the posting of the colors.
So let us pray. Good and gracious God, we thank you for the opportunity to come together as family and friends, leaders and fellow scouts on this significant day in the life of Finn Collins and Oliver Liebenhopper. Today is a celebration of a journey full of challenges, friendships, struggles, and occasionally a little fun. Today we think of all the merit badges earned along the way, the oaths committed, the character these young men have developed, and the service to our community that these two have worked so hard to bring about. Little by little, month by month, and year by year, they were faithful, and we celebrate their faith, commitment, and hard work. We ask for your blessing on Finn and Oliver's families, who supported them and encouraged them, their fellow scouts who helped them along the way. Bless the scout leaders, Troop 955, and all those who are here physically or in spirit. Continue to walk with Finn and Colin as they take the next steps in becoming the scouts and the people you desire them to be. Amen.
I'd like to welcome Mr. Gondlistan.
First-class scout and Troop Quartermaster Aiden Pencato from Center, please, sir.
Hello, my name is Aiden Pancato, Troop Quartermaster for Troop 955. We will now post the colors. Once posted, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by the Scout Oath, Law, and Outdoor Code. Color Guard, forward march. Halt. Prepare to post the colors. Will the troop please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by the Scout Oath, Law, and Outdoor Code? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, and to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. A Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. As an American, I will do my best to be clean in my outdoor manners, to be careful with fire, to be considerate in the outdoors, and to be conservation-minded. Post the colors. Color Guard, reassemble. About face. Color Guard, forward, march. Halt. About face. Color Guard dismissed, audience at ease.
Thank you, Reverend Schultz, for your invocation, and thank you for Aiden Pencato for the color guard oath. As we begin this court of honor, we would also like to take the opportunity to recognize the accomplishments, not just of our own honorees, but prior others that may be present. If we have any Eagle Scouts with us, young or not so young, would you please stand for a moment and be recognized? Thank you for honoring on the Scout tradition. You may be seated. Tonight we gather to honor two of our own. These are Scouts that have proven themselves worthy of Scouting's highest honor. Eagle Scout is not earned by the timid or the undedicated, nor is it earned by the dispassionate. Eagle Scout is earned by only those who work hard, exhibit virtue, and have ignited the passion of the Scouting spirit in their soul. For that reason, less than 2% of boys who have joined Scouts will ever become Eagle. The few that do are seen as leaders among men. Tonight, Finn Collins and Oliver Liebenhaber will take the last formal step from the Scout life to join those known as Eagle Scout. I now present Mr. Nathan Balog, Assistant Scoutmaster and Activities Coordinator for Troop 955, to open this Court of Honor.
Good evening. My name is Nathan Balog, Assistant Scoutmaster and Activities Coordinator for Troop 955. I now declare this Court of Honor in session. Today we have the honor and privilege and pleasure of recognizing these candidates for the accomplishment of Eagle rank. This is an important and serious matter. In full awareness of the challenge of these times, the parents and leaders of these candidates have labored long and faithfully to develop them to be alert and to participate in citizenship through the Scouting program. Their efforts culminate tonight in the presentation of the Eagle Scout badge. The success of these efforts will become evident in the way these Eagle Scouts will set their social pattern for all the lives they may touch. Democracy is a fresh conquest for each generation.
In keeping with the tradition for the opening of the Court of Honor, we will also hear from the Eagle Scouts of Troop 955, now spread through the world. Each of these Eagles have taken the life lessons learned through the 12 points of the Scout Law and have applied them to their adult lives and careers. Please give your attention to the video screen to hear from our Troop 955 Eagle Scouts.
Hi, I'm Stephen Jedd, an Eagle Scout from Troop 955 and currently a Chicago police officer. The first point of the Scout Law is trustworthy. This means you tell the truth and keep your promises, that people can depend on you.
I'm Captain Lucas Kratz with the 82nd Airborne Division, and I became an Eagle Scout with Troop 955 in 2011. And I have loyal. The Boy Scouts defines loyal as showing that you have care about your family, friends, Scout leaders, school, and country. When it comes to family, loyalty with your parents and siblings can be one of the strongest bonds to a healthy family life. Continue to be loyal by actively improving the relationship and communicate often. Friends, having your friends back and always being truthful can be the cornerstone to build a loyal and stronger friendship. Scout leaders, showing respect and loyalty to your Scout leader shows that you are ready to learn and improve your Scouting knowledge. School. Everyone loves a good school rivalry, but never let that get in the way of a potential positive relationship. By being loyal to your school and teachers, you're showing a dedication to education. And country. This is something I think about every day being in the military, and I know that everyone shows their loyalty to country in a different way, but as you travel around the world, I hope that you can say that you're proud to be an American. Thank you.
Jarek Gahn, Troop 955, Eagle Scout 2004. A Scout is helpful. A Scout puts the needs of others first. A Scout completes acts of service without looking for praise or reward in return, like shoveling your neighbor's walk after a snowstorm.
Good evening. My name is Colin French and I'm a Troop 955 Eagle Scout, earning the rank of Eagle in 2018. A Scout is friendly. A Scout is a friend to all. He's a brother to other Scouts. He offers his friendships to people of all races and nations and respects them even if their beliefs and customs are different from his own.
My name is Joe Broomhead, and I am a 955 Eagle Scout from 2016. I'm currently doing a master's degree in biomedical engineering at the University of Minnesota. A Scout is courteous. A Scout is polite to everyone, regardless of age or position. He knows that using good manners makes it easier for people to get along.
My name is JP Mussman, and I am a Troop 955 Eagle Scout from 2007. A Scout is kind. A Scout knows there is strength in being gentle. He treats others as they want to be treated. Without good reason, he does not harm or kill any living thing.
Hello, my name is Lance Corporal Michael Tobias. I'm a Troop 955 Eagle Scout currently serving on active duty in the United States Marine Corps, stationed in 29 Palms, California. Scout is obedient. Scout follows the rules of his family, school, and troop. He obeys the laws of his community and country. If he thinks these rules and laws are unfair, he seeks to have them changed in an orderly way.
Hi, my name is Jacob Watt. I am a graduate student at Purdue University. I am working towards a doctorate in physical chemistry, and I am a Troop 955 Eagle Scout from 2012. A Scout is cheerful. Even during the most difficult situations or unpleasant jobs, we always look for the brighter side. We cheerfully do tasks that are asked of us, and we try and bring joy to those around us.
Hello, my name is William Broomhead. I'm a graduate student in chemical engineering at the University of Toronto. I earned my Eagle Scout from Troop 955 in 2012. Part of the Scout law is the Scout is thrifty, and not just with money, but with time and with possessions. They know when to save for the future and how to conserve what they have, protect our natural resources.
Good afternoon. My name is Benjamin Tobias. I'm a corporal in the United States Marine Corps, currently in Norway, and Eagle Scout in Troop 955. A Scout is brave. A Scout faces danger even when he is afraid. A Scout does the right thing even when doing the wrong thing or doing nothing would be easier.
Hello, my name is Aiden French, and I was a Troop 955 Eagle in 2017. A Scout is clean. A Scout keeps his body and mind fit and clean. He chooses the company of those who live by high standards. He helps keep his home and community.
A Scout is reverent. A Scout is reverent towards God. He is faithful in his religious duties, and he is respectful towards the faith of others. Robert Baden-Powell, in the 1944 edition of Aids to Scoutmastership, wrote the following: "Reverence to God, and reverence for one's neighbor, and reverence for oneself as a servant of God are the very basis of every form of religion." 2 years later, in Scouting for Boys, 1946 edition, he would define religion as simply love and serve God, and love and serve your neighbor.
When a boy becomes a Boy Scout, it should be instilled within him that which we call the spirit of scouting. This candle symbolizes that spirit, because the spirit of scouting embodies the fine principles of the Scout oath and law. It becomes a shining beacon of inspiration. Alone, this might be feeble. But when multiplied by the millions of Boy Scouts boys in Scouting, it can become very powerful indeed. After a boy has entered Scouting, the Scout law that he has promised to obey is put into effect as occasions may demand. One by one, the parts of the Scout law serve as those collective lights, making the Scout's purpose brighter. There are 12 parts, all important and meaningful. Each is an important cornerstone in the building of a strong character. A Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. And finally, in the 3 points of the Scout oath, which we heard during the opening ceremony, he promises on his honor to do his best to do this duty. First, to God and his country. Second, to others by helping other people at all time. And third, to himself, by keeping himself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. You see how the light from the spirit of scouting grows and becomes stronger. These, in outline, are the basic ideals of scouting, to which each boy becomes stronger. To where each boy subscribes when he becomes a Boy Scout, it is therefore right and proper that we have made a careful review of the qualifications of these candidates. In order that all may understand the completeness of our review, I will outline the candidates' qualifications for each rank achievement. As I read the qualifications, a Troop 955 Scout of the appropriate rank will light a candle symbolizing the climb to the Eagle Scout summit each must take. At the appropriate time, each Scout will come forward one by one and take flames from spirit. Our candidates earned Scout by attending a meeting, reciting the Pledge of Allegiance and the Outdoor Code, and by learning about the patrol they will join. They met with their Scoutmaster to set goals, learn about important safety facts, and begun their journey to adulthood. They recite by memory the Scout oath, law, motto, and slogan at their first board of review. They demonstrated the salute and understand the significance of the Scout badge in their first of many sessions designed to teach them interview skills they'll use later in life. As Scout, our candidates were active in the troop by attending at least one campout, by demonstrating basic life skills in the form of first aid, equipment, physical fitness, cooking, and leadership. Citizenship. They once again repeated from memory the Scout oath and law and demonstrated how they practiced them in everyday life in a Scoutmaster conference. Following all these steps, they stood before a board of review for endorsement as a tenderfoot Scout. After continuing to show Scout spirit, these tenderfoot Scouts continue their exploration of personal growth by adding focuses on aquatics, navigation, and nature courses. Leadership is emphasized at every turn, with the opportunity to host meetings, create goals for their patrols, and find accomplishment while still having fun. Following a Scoutmaster conference of board of review, and they have earned the rank of second-class Scout. Our Scout continues to mature both emotionally and in skills. He now has greater responsibility at Scouting events, meetings, and in his personal life. He has begun to earn merit badges, each serving as an opportunity to learn life-saving skills or as a view into professional of his career. As he learns more about the outdoors, tools, ethics, navigation, leadership, nature, aquatics, first aid, emergency preparedness, and fitness, he wraps it all in a positive attitude of the Scout spirit. He once again meets with his Scoutmaster and a board of review, demonstrating he has earned the rank of first-class Scout. As first-class Scouts, he will be reminded that duty to others is paramount through service hours, service projects, and doing a good turn daily. He earns required merit badges for Eagle rank, has cooked for his patrol, and showed how to save a life if called for. He will hold a leadership position for at least 6 months, having studied under others on how to lead. Mistakes may be made, but he will grow by trying to do his best. He will also learn how to protect himself and others online. After a Scoutmaster conference and a board of review, he has earned the rank of Star. More service hours on behalf of the community are performed by our Scouts, now with an emphasis on the environment. A Scout must also dedicate himself to another leadership position in his troop or patrol. The student has now become the teacher, as he will use Scouting's EDGE method to teach younger Scouts life lessons in the building blocks of Scouting. He would choose the lesson, but must first demonstrate his ability to teach to adult leadership while simultaneously taking a more active role running the troop in each meeting, event, and activity. As this is nearly the top, he reaches to earn more Eagle required merit badges, bringing him closer to the 21 needed. When his Scoutmaster conference and board of review complete, he is now a Life Scout. To attain the highest rank in Scouting, our candidates were the most active in the troop, showing Scout spirit and leadership. They now have earned at least their 21 merit badges, but likely have earned far, far more. They are senior leadership now and plan every troop meeting in detail. Each success is theirs to champion, and each failure is theirs to learn from. With guidance, they will decide the calendar for all Scouts in the troop, make all decisions in meetings, and decide their cabinet as they assign younger Scouts to leadership roles. Their responsibility will be high, but they will thrive as they will have learned the skills over the years to carry them through to the end. Together, they will lead. In this role, they planned, developed, and gave leadership to a service project which was helpful to their school, religious institution, or community. In their final steps, they passed not just a Scoutmaster conference and a board review, but also faced a regional board to demonstrate their merits. Tonight, you will witness the presentation of their well-earned award. Now, each Scout will describe their Eagle projects and give us their thoughts on Scouting. I would like to call up Finn Collins and Oliver Lieberhaber for their thoughts on their Eagle project and Scouting in general.
Good evening. My name is Finn Collins. I would like to give a massive thank you to everyone for being here. It means a lot. My Eagle Scout project was renovating a storage room at the Irish American Heritage Center. And prior to my project, this room was basically just used as a dumpster. It was completely unusable. There wasn't even enough room for more than one person to be in there at a time. So my project had 3 parts, with the first one being sorting everything and either throwing it out into a dumpster or keeping it for later. And while doing that, we also cleaned the surrounding hallway, just in the process. And although it was raining, it didn't stop us from finishing ahead of schedule, and it was fun to throw things into the dumpster. The second part was painting the room. The original paint was peeling off the walls, and it just looked terrible. The room was also a weird shape, with it having 12 walls, so it was complicated, but we were still able to get it done. And the final part was installing a new storage system. I initially planned to build custom shelves from wood, but ended up buying and assembling steel shelves because that was way more practical. We then reorganized and put everything back on the shelves, restoring the functionality of the room. And we were able to free up enough space to unblock a previously unusable entrance to the auditorium of the Heritage Center. In total, there's over 150 hours of work by more than 20 people, so give a thanks to all of them. And also, I learned so much about teamwork and collaboration, and I'm grateful for this opportunity only available in Scouting. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Oliver Liebhaber, and I thank you for being here. I was 5 years old when I moved to Dunning, a small neighborhood on the far northwest side of Chicago. One of the first places my mom took me was the library. There, spending hours between pages, I developed an appreciation for the historical record, which has stayed with me to this day. It was almost natural then that I would later find history to be a powerful means of strengthening civic engagement. Unlike more established libraries in Chicago, the Dunning Library was founded relatively recently and lacks the resources to assemble a fully fledged neighborhood collection. Yet in this gap, I saw an opportunity for change, not merely to fill in Dunning on the collection index, but to give expression to the neighborhood I call home, to elevate Dunning from a name on a map to a living community bound by a common history. I began planning the soon-to-be-named Dunning Community Digital Archive in the winter of 2023. I coordinated with the Dunning Library, met with Mr. Gahn, dedicated nights to researching sustainable archiving systems, and reached out to an experienced Chicago archivist to discuss my strategy. Initially, I planned a 3-part approach to the archive. Firstly, assembling, cataloging, and uploading digital materials relevant to the history of the Dunning neighborhood. Second, digitizing physical materials not available online and uploading them to the archive. Third, conducting live interviews with members of the Dunning community. I planned the DCDA this way in order to maximize its scope, not simply to capture Dunning history 70, 80, 90 years ago, but also as it happens now. I sought to incorporate all perspectives into this archive. After months of planning, my project eventually passed approval. Then, I planned and executed the first workday. Working with 8 volunteers, we used indexes of online databases to find historical materials and upload them to the archive. During that day, our Wi-Fi was cut out, and we discovered that a number of databases were not functionally usable. However, in response, I opened a hotspot through which we continued to work, and my prior planning had provided enough other databases that we were ultimately able to marshal enough materials for a comprehensive record. The first day was ultimately successful. As I scheduled a second workday, I came into another problem. The Harold Washington Library, at which I had planned to digitize physical materials with volunteers, informed me that their policy was such that only certified staff could digitize materials. So I reached out to Salter Library to digitize physical materials. No luck. Then, the Northwest Chicago Historical Society. Unfortunately, they do not hold physical collections. In light of this, I was forced to cut this piece from my project. Yet I do not think it was any detriment. My prior planning was such that, continuing without it, the project would still be an accurate and meaningful reflection of Dunning history. I then planned the last workday. Splitting volunteers into groups, we traveled to different areas of Dunning to conduct live interviews with residents and community figures, including Alderman Nicholas Sposado. Once these interviews were uploaded, the DCDA was complete. Over the course of this project, I planned, led, and executed workdays dedicating countless hours. Yet I must necessarily recognize the volunteers, the scouts, parents, and leaders who made these workdays possible. Collectively, 14 volunteers contributed over 91 hours, be it searching online databases for historical documents, recording the personal narratives of Dunning residents in the summer heat, or driving their child to and from workdays. With their help, the Dunning Community Digital Archive, with endorsement from the Chicago Public Library, now holds a comprehensive, free-to-access digital record of Dunning history from 1883 to 2024. Thank you.
Webster's dictionary describes an eagle as a large bird of prey with sharp vision and powerful wings. Famous for their strength, size, grace, and keen vision, it is the national emblem of the United States. The bald eagle. Though the eagle is found throughout the world, he is never found in abundance. He is always rare, and he is always a superb specimen. In scouting, the eagle stands for strength of character. The eagle stands for knowledge of all phases of scouting. The eagle represents an understanding of community and nation, and a deep respect for the same. The eagle is a symbol of what a young man has done, as well as what a young man will do and will be when he grows to manhood. The eagle is a leader. The eagle is respected both by his peers and by his adult leaders.
The attainment of Eagle Scout is not only recognized in scouting itself, but by captains of industry, community leaders, and heads of states. As a token of this recognition, a number of these leaders have offered their written congratulations of this achievement. I now call Mr. Eddie Rios, Assistant Scoutmaster and Merit Badge Counselor for Troop 955, to present experts from these letters to each of our honors.
Good evening. My name is Eddie Rios, and I serve as an Assistant Scoutmaster for Troop 955. I, too, earned the rank of Eagle Scout in 1981, when disco was popular. I'll be writing my own lines at the next ceremony. It is my pleasure to highlight several portions of these recognition letters to each of our honorees. Each honoree has got many recognition letters. I'm just going to read a couple from each. Dear Oliver, in honor of your recent accomplishment, I want to personally congratulate you on becoming an Eagle Scout. Becoming an Eagle Scout is an impressive milestone. It takes hard work, dedication, drive, and above all, a commitment to bettering your community. The work you have accomplished to reach this point is admirable and undoubtedly improve the lives of others. You and your family should be immensely proud. Congratulations again on becoming an Eagle Scout. I know you have a bright future ahead of you. Sincerely, J.P. Pritzker, Governor of Illinois. Dear Oliver, congratulations on earning the rank of Eagle Scout. I'm sure you and your family are proud of your accomplishment. Achieving goals like this requires hard work and perseverance, which are qualities that serve you well as you pursue even higher aspirations. I know not all who join Scouting attain this honor, only those who are the most determined and diligent and vigilant enough to complete the difficult qualifications reach this milestone. Becoming an Eagle Scout speaks highly of you and the people you surround yourself with who helped you along the way. Your outstanding example of what hard work can do will inspire those who follow you in your footsteps. Best wishes for continued success in the future. Michael J. Johnson, Rear Admiral, U.S. Coast Guard. Finn. Dear Eagle Scout Finn Collins, it is a privilege to attend my congratulations to you, Finn Collins, as a member of Boy Scout Troop 955, Pathway to Adventure Council, upon earning the highest rank and esteemed honor of Eagle Scout. Through years of service, mastery of skills, and impressive hard work, you've fulfilled the requirements for the 7 ranks in Scouting. Finn, you went above and beyond the minimum, having earned an astounding 40 merit badges, as well as completing an extensive service project that you planned, organized, led, and managed. As the recipients of your capstone project, the members of the Irish American Heritage Center will be forever grateful for the improvements made through your dedication, talents, and time. Your family, leaders, troop members, and all are all very proud of you and how you exhibit the Scout spirit through the Boy Scout oath, law, service, and leadership. Your accomplishment serves as an example of excellence and a source of pride for your community. I am pleased to extend my best wishes to you on this proud and remarkable occasion. So sincerely, Anthony V. Napolitano, Alderman, 41st Ward. Finn, congratulations on earning the rank of Eagle Scout. You join a distinguished group of patriotic Americans who give their all each day to God and country. It is an astounding achievement which you will proudly carry with you for the rest of your life. Thank you for your years of dedication, commitment to the Boy Scout oath. Inspired by your spirit of service, America will look to you and your fellow Eagle Scouts for strong, principled leadership and in the years ahead. Best wishes, Donald J. Trump, President of the United States. That's it.
Eagle Scout candidates, please rise. I would like to call upon Mr. Sean Logren, Assistant Scout Master and Merit Badge Counselor, immediately followed by Mr. David Peterson, Assistant Scout Master and Merit Badge Counselor, to administer the Eagle Scout charge to the Scouts.
Thank you, Joey. 2 more hours, just 2 more hours. Hold tight. Good evening. I'm Sean Loughran, Assistant Scoutmaster and Merit Badge Counselor for Troop 955. It is my pleasure to provide some context regarding how special this achievement is. Of any 100 boys that become Scouts, it must be confessed that 30 will drop out in that first year. This may be regarded as a failure in the eyes of an outsider, but later in life, all of these will remember that they have been a Scout and speak of the merits of the program. Of the 100, only rarely will one ever appear before a juvenile court judge, which is good. Haven't had that yet. 12 of the 100 will be from families that have no religious affiliation, but will be brought into contact with formal, organized religion for the first time. Of the 100, 1 will enter the ministry. Each of the 100 will learn something valuable from scouting. Almost all will develop hobbies that will add interest through the rest of their lives. Many will serve in the military, and to many varying degrees, profit from their scouting training. Recognizing the weight of the achievement, some branches of service automatically promote enlisted personnel by the mere virtue of achieving Eagle Scout. Many Scouts will find their future vocation through merit badge work and scouting contacts. 17 of the 100 will come back to scouting as leadership, giving important help to thousands more on their own journeys. A decade ago, only 1 in 4 boys became a Scout. But it is interesting to know that of our leaders of this nation in business, religion, and politics, 3 out of 4 were Scouts. It is important to know that one of the 100 will use their skills learned in scouting to save another person's life, and 1 will use those same skills to save their own life. As we heard earlier, only 2 of the original 100 will make it this far and earn the rank of Eagle. You are exceptional in your accomplishments, and we are proud to see you reach the summit of your climb. You have been judged by the Boy Scouts of America as being worthy of high honor among them. You have proven yourself through service hours to your community by accepting leadership roles in your troop, and you have proven yourself by learning the critical skills needed in life to become a productive, helpful member of society with the individual accomplishment of merit badges. Whereupon an Eagle Scout must earn a minimum of 21 merit badges, Eagle Scouts that go beyond the call by earning additional merit badges are recognized in the form of bronze, gold, and silver Eagle Palms to be worn on their Eagle Scout medal. I am proud to report to this court that both honorees have gone far beyond the minimum. Finn has earned 40 merit badges to be recognized with the Silver Palm Award for earning 19 more merit badges than required. Oliver has earned 41 merit badges, which I believe is a record. Recognized with both a silver and bronze palm for earning 20 more merit badges than required. Attaining the rank of Eagle Scout is one of great honor and responsibility. As an Eagle Scout, you've assumed the solemn obligation to your duty to God, to country, and to your fellow man. This is a great undertaking. As you live up to these obligations, you will bring honor to yourself and fellow Scouts. To administer the charge, Assistant Scoutmaster Mr. David Peterson will lead you through the formal pledge. You've already risen, so I'll ignore that last line. Mr. Peterson?
Thank you. And my name is David Peterson, Assistant Scoutmaster for Troop 955 and Merit Badge Counselor. I will now discuss those critical tenets Eagles live by, followed by the Eagle Charge. Eagles, you're already standing. As an Eagle, your first charge is to live with honor. You are a marked man, a leader for good or ill. People will follow the example you set. Give up everything before you give up your reputation and good name. As Shakespeare said, mine honor is my life, both grow in one. Take honor from me, and my life is done. Let the white of the eagle badge remind you of honor. Your second charge of eagle is be loyal. As a follower, you promise to be loyal to those above you. Now, as a leader, you must also be loyal to those below you, treating them with what you would want to be as you want to be treated, and you must be loyal to your ideals, not letting others sway you from your course. Let the blue of the eagle badge remind you for loyalty. Your third charge of eagle is to be courageous. Stepping into your new role as a leader, you will face many challenges and obstacles. A ship for the harbor is safe, but that is not what ships are for. You must have courage to do what is right. No matter what other people say or do, let the red of the eagle badge remind you of courage. The fourth charge is to serve others. For the leader is above all a servant. Let the practice of the daily good turn lead to a lifetime of service, not only in giving on yourself to give everything of value, just as it has. Let the scroll of your badge remind you of service. Your final charge as an Eagle Scout is to have vision. As a leader, you must now blaze your own trail. Just as the bald eagle soars high above the ground, can look far away into the distance, you too must look into the future. Many people follow you. Only with vision will you lead them to the right direction. Let the silver eagle hanging from the badge remind you of vision. These things you are charged with the code of honor. Through these, we charge you to continue to lead. We charge you to continue to practice so much that of what you have learned. The most importantly, we charge you to continue to be exceptional in your journey of life. If you accept these charges, answer I do. Okay, Eagles, please turn and face your families, friends, and fellow Scouts. Make the Scout sign and repeat after me. Any Eagles in attendance, you can also please stand and also join in with this, just reassuring your charge. I reaffirm my allegiance to the three promises of the Scout Oath. I thoughtfully recognize and take upon myself the obligations and responsibilities of an Eagle Scout. On my honor, I will do my best to make my training an example, my rank and my influence count strongly for better scouting and for better citizenship in my troop, in my community, and to my contacts with other people. To this, I pledge my sacred honor. Okay, 2. Eagles in attendance, you may please be seated. Okay, thank you.
I would now like to invite the parents of these Eagle Scout candidates to please stand behind their sons. Will Mr. Raymond Gaughan, Scoutmaster of Troop 955, please come up and direct the presentation to our new Eagles and their families. As we all know, scouting is not possible without the individual scouts alone. It requires incredible support from parents, friends, and the community. Each honoree has chosen a special person to speak on their behalf tonight on scouting, their journey, and who they are as part of the community. To begin, I would like to ask Mrs. Marie Gaughan to come up and speak briefly on Finn Collins' behalf.
It was my honor, it was an honor for me to be asked to speak about Finn Collins' scouting career today. I was fortunate to be his den leader for 5 years and remember Finn as a shy and quiet first grader. The first time he was asked to recite the scout oath by himself, I saw the panic in his eyes and the wish that he could just melt into the floor and disappear so he didn't have to do that recitation. Through the next 4 years, from Tiger to Webelos, it was gratifying to watch Finn gain confidence as he mastered many of the scout skills, from knot tying to fire building to first aid and on and on. Finn was always a team player and never sought the spotlight. He had a quiet strength about him that other scouts recognized. He would get his work done without expecting recognition from his leaders, and then go on to help other scouts who hadn't finished the activity yet. I spoke to several leaders and scouts both in his patrol and den before writing this, and without fail, they all said that he was respected, a pleasure to work with, and can always be trusted to do the right thing. Finn was the kind of scout that you never had to worry about, even when he was among 30,000 other scouts at the National Jamboree in 2023, which came from our Jamboree supervisor here. Finn was employed, just for an example of the kind of scout Finn was or is, Finn was appointed as a troop instructor early in his leadership development. He took this position to heart and met with a troop parent who was a teacher to help him improve his techniques as an instructor. This parent, and I believe it's Oliver's father, if I didn't have that wrong, said that Finn was very conscientious and took this training to heart. Just for an example of how well he did, there was a training session in lashings where Finn and another scout were given each a group of scouts to train in lashing. And within the first 15 minutes, the scouts that were with the other instructors sort of gravitated over to Finn's side because he was spending time and had just a better way of teaching the technique, and they were interested in learning the skill the correct way. Earning the rank of Eagle Scout is truly a great achievement. There's a saying in scouting, once an eagle, always an eagle, meaning that there is an expectation now that as an Eagle Scout, he will live his life according to the Scout oath and law. Having seen Finn develop over the last 12 years, there's no doubt in my mind or any of his other leaders that Finn Collins will be a great example of what an Eagle Scout is meant to be. Thank you.
I would now like to welcome Jill Lieberhaber to speak on Oliver Lieberhaber's behalf.
Good evening. It's such a privilege to be here with you tonight to celebrate these two new outstanding Eagle Scouts who join only 4 to 6% of Boy Scouts who achieve this high honor. Oliver and Finn joined the ranks of filmmakers Steven Spielberg, as mentioned in this program also, and John Hader, President Gerald Ford, astronaut Neil Armstrong, professional athletes like former San Diego Chargers Monte Teo, and beloved actor Chris Pratt, all Eagle Scouts, as well as the esteemed Eagle Scouts we saw on the video, and the ones here today. As Oliver's aunt, I was lucky to have gotten to live close by in the same area of Chicago, Lincoln Square, for the first 5 years of his life, before his family moved to the Dunning neighborhood. While not an easy 10-minute walk anymore, I still got to be part of Oliver's childhood in ways like picking him and his sister up from school on occasion, always a special treat for me, and taking them on fun cultural excursions around town. I also remember when he went to his first sleepaway camp with Boy Scouts. He sent the most endearing letters, begging his parents to come and get him. He promised he would even be nice to his sister if they did. Fortunately, Oliver got past his initial worries and grew to greatly look forward to the summer camp every year, with his only conundrum from then on being that he was blessed to have the favorite blood type of mosquitoes. Oliver had many interests as he grew up: World War II planes, Pokemon, the history of computers, bookbinding, to name a few. From a very young age, Oliver would deep dive into learning about the things that interested him, often making detailed drawings of these things, which likely helped him consolidate that knowledge more deeply. As a kid, he was always super inquisitive, very playful, and a self-guided explorer with a thirst for knowledge. While I knew a bit about Oliver's Eagle Scout project, the Dunning Community Digital Archive, and was not surprised at all that he chose something connected to his local library, community, and its history, I was a bit blown away by him this past summer. Not only was he wrapping up his dedicated research on his Eagle Scout project, but while on a trip to Europe with his mom, he ended up on the state news station there for his research and knowledge of a disappearing dialect of that country's language. Then, not long after that, in the fall, his parents shared the news that, oh, by the way, Ollie's flying to DC by himself to accept an award from that country's embassy, who is recognizing his contribution to their cultural heritage. These sort of things do not simply happen overnight. They are the culmination of many years of hard work, many hours of reading, and many disciplined choices to practice and study. I think that working to become an Eagle Scout helped to instill more of a calm confidence in Oliver. It has been a safe space for him to cultivate skills to authentically connect with others while learning independence and increasing his capabilities. While he already possessed a great sense of self-leadership, I believe his pathway to Eagle Scout helped him to bring that leadership to his community through many of the points of the Boy Scout law. You see, Ollie is a story collector. One of the most important things anyone can do for another person is to listen to their story. And then on top of that, to help share their story, to help preserve it, is truly a gift. People don't always open up about their life right away. Even if you live within the same community, there's a certain know, like, and trust that people often need before they are willing to let you into seeing who they are and to share about their challenges. For Oliver to be able to succeed in many of these recent accomplishments, like helping archive the Dunning history into an accessible online database, and to be interviewed on television in another language about a vanishing vernacular, you have to sincerely exemplify many, if not all, of the points of the Boy Scout law. Oliver is truly a trustworthy, friendly, courteous, kind, cheerful, and helpful individual. I would not need to be related to him to know these things about him. By knowing his story and his accomplishments, it's easy for anyone to see he lives these values. He is a friend to everyone, always polite and thankful. I'm grateful for the guidance of Boy Scouts to help Oliver transition from boy to young man in such a way that allowed him to not only become more of the cool individual he already was, but to show him how he, in turn, can strengthen the voices of others. Aforementioned football player Monte Teo became an Eagle Scout in 2008. He said, "The Eagle Scout is not about the merit badges I have on my sash. It is not about having the title of Eagle Scout on my resume. Being an Eagle Scout is simply about serving others."
As we have heard, no scout completes the task at hand as they grow to young men. Many helped along the way by offering encouragement, support, and help to our newest Eagle Scouts. Our Eagle Scouts will have an opportunity to recognize them with the Eagle Scout mentor pins. Will Finn and Oliver please come forward and retrieve your pins and stand by? Finn, followed by Oliver, will identify who they chose and offer a brief reflection on that mentorship. After Finn pins his mentor and delivers a reflection on his choice, Oliver will do the same in turn. Finn?
For my mentor, I chose Mrs. Gahn, who previously spoke for me. As she said before, Mrs. Gahn was my den chief all throughout Cub Scouts since I joined in the first grade. She helped me get out of my comfort zone by making sure I was involved in all the activities. I remember all the fun outings she would take us, like to the zoo and the tank museum. She organized our meetings and made it fun and exciting to be in Scouts. Even though we were occasionally a rambunctious group of kids, Mrs. Gahn was always patient. She believed in me since Cub Scouts, and here I am now as an Eagle Scout because of her support. She continued to support me throughout Boy Scouts as well. She was a merit badge counselor for many of the Eagle required merit badges that I needed to get to where I am. I still remember one winter break, I had to run a mile for the personal fitness merit badge. It was super cold, and on the last lap, my shoe fell off, but I kept running through all the rocks, and I finished the merit badge. She also showed support for the whole troop by baking cookies and brownies that keep us going on campouts. Thank you again for your tireless dedication to me and all of Scouting.
I name my father as my mentor. As I reflect on my journey in Scouting, I feel that my father has strongly influenced my personal growth. Since I began Scouting in 6th grade, he has been there. His consistency in helping me pack for campouts, working through rank requirements, and treading my own path as I work towards Eagle has been a model for my own conduct. And I think this notion in particular, consistency, is significant. I recall one anecdote. On a rainy Friday, before leaving for a campout, everything was prepared. But he pointed at my feet and asked, "Where are your boots?" At the time, for lack of experience, I viewed sneakers as more comfortable than boots. But I wore boots nonetheless, both on that campout and in the future. In hindsight, I see that this apparently minor event reflected something deeper, the striving to do something well and completely. In this case, to not leave out proper gear at the last moment. Whether it was packing for Wassabi or planning a patrol meeting, the ability to push oneself towards perfection has benefited me immensely on my Scouting journey. So now do I understand why it is often said that the last part of a race is the most difficult, for by virtue of its difficulty, it is in fact the most valuable. I've adopted this habit and taken it to heart, seeking to not simply be prepared enough, but to be absolutely, completely prepared. Now older, when I teach knots or work through rank requirements with younger Scouts, I seek excellence for them. When they make greater and greater progress, I feel I have done much more for them than had I merely accepted an average effort. This is why I select my father as my mentor, because as a mentor, he has not simply taught or instructed me. Through his example, he has enabled me to extend a positive impact to others.
This concludes our Eagle Court of Honor. As numerous names have been added to its roll, as you each review the personal accomplishments of our honorees, know that their names will probably be added to the roll call in the last page of the next Eagle Scout Court of Honor book. On behalf of Scoutmaster Mr. Reagan, our Assistant Scoutmasters, and all of Troop 955, we thank you for your attendance and participation in this important moment in our lives. We call Reverend Joe Schultz to lead us in closing prayer. Please rise for the closing prayer and remain standing for the retiring of the colors. Immediately after the ceremony's conclusion, please join us for the light refreshment in the basement of the Edison Park Lutheran Church.
And so then let us pray. Good and gracious God, an Eagle Scout Court of Honor marks the end of one journey and the commitment to another. A commitment to better scouting where all may participate. A commitment to better citizenship. And a commitment to be an example of leadership wherever they are. Bless Finn Collins and Oliver Liebhaber, their future endeavors. Walk with them wherever their lives take them and give them your strength, your compassion, your wisdom, and your love. And may all of us gathered here be committed to scouting ideals which instruct us to lead better lives. May we, like Finn and Oliver, always follow our trails, discover who we were created to be by striving into the unknown. May God be with us all until we meet again. Amen.
First Class Scout and Troop Master Ana Picado, front and center to close the ceremony.
Troop attention. Audience attention. Color guard, forward, march. Halt. Prepare to retire the colors. Retire the colors. Color guard, reassemble. About face. Color guard, forward, march. Halt. About face. Color guard dismissed. Audience at ease.